In the last episode, Brett went down again.
Is that the one where you rode past me and your mates picked me up?
Yeah.
You're a shit bloke. We also found out that Rocky Balboa isn't a real person in the world's weirdest pub. Go.
Let's go. Oh, let's go.
So it's day 8?
It's day 8.
See, this is why I get angry and want to punch you all the time.
Hey, let's go. It's day 8.
Now, what country is that
Man,
person you're doing from?
I think for the rest of the series,
Yeah.
gotta be this character. Hey, let's go. It's day 8.
Hello, it's day 8. Hello. So we wake up.
It was day 8.
Oh my God. We have one beer during the break, so we've lost our mind. So guys, we wake up, it's day 8. And I was told we were getting a sleep in that day. Not the case.
Well, we told him, come on, Brett, we're getting up at 7 in the morning, and he thought we were joking.
I thought everyone was joking. I was like, good one, guys. It's the last day. Why are we getting up so early? This is crazy. So I slept in.
Surprise, surprise, Stewie still wanted to ride. And we'd done 14 hours a day for the last 2 days.
I think one day we clocked up 380 Ks off-road. And he said that was an easy day.
Yeah, that was easy. He still wanted to keep going, but I could see all the boys were ruined.
Yes.
And Jared walked up to us and he goes, guys, do you mind if we just ride back on the road? Because they've all taken time out from their families.
I know.
To ride 14 hours a day.
Also,
off.
I was so happy that it was someone else who was asking, because I was thinking it, but Jared goes, I can't do another big day. And I was like, yeah, I probably could do it. I was like, thank God, I'm dead. They rode for 3 days off-road, but we had like another 5 days behind that.
Yeah.
It was the most amount of hours I've ever done on a motorbike. And even though I had a day off, I was still exhausted that morning when we woke up.
Yeah.
And obviously having 14,000 rums every night does not help.
Yeah. Had a great bloody ride. Also looking forward to a leisurely ride today.
Slowly planning the route home. What do you reckon we just say, fuck this Kappa, and go to Queensland? What do you reckon?
Yeah, let's go to Queensland. Let's go to Glenline Dam. Go for a dip.
I got that nose pick on the camera as well, Christian. Looks great. Kappa has had this shrub stuck to his bike for 2 days and hasn't bothered to clear it off, so I think it might actually last the whole journey. I keep staring at it.
We'd had some crazy days, and every day we're under the pump. Every day we get back at night, so I was like, you know what? I want to ride back to Melbourne, but take it slow and show Brett a nice leisurely time. Maybe just ride 3 or 4 hours a day and get some interviews in, get some content, meet some people in the country towns, rather than just always being under the pump.
Yes.
So we take off, and it's pretty funny. We're riding along, and we're going along the highway, and I had to help Tom Jack start his bike. Tom Jack starts his bike. Brett gets a big lead.
I'd say upwards of maybe 10 seconds, 15 tops.
A huge lead.
No.
I'm riding along,
25 seconds.
and there is 3 to 4 cars just in a huge line. And I'm like, what could they all be waiting for? Is there a caravan in front of them? No, it's Brett. It's Brett just tootling along. And I'm like, man, get off the road. Because I was afraid that these cars were all going to cast a unanimous vote on who was going to run over Brett first.
I was dead. I was woken up early. I was just like, you know what? I don't care anymore. Everyone can run me over. I'm going on my own time. I am done.
Got that on the GoPro. It's so nice, the scenery. I know I keep saying that, but it looks different from a motorbike, you know? And you're kind of threatened with death while you ride a motorbike, so it makes everything seem more beautiful. We got to Tenterfield, we all said our goodbyes, it was emotional. However, we were a bit relieved.
Yeah.
We wanted to just have a leisurely ride, maybe get to
100%.
Armidale or somewhere like that.
Yep.
Just chill out. Who cares?
Yeah, and you decided to refuel like most elite athletes. What did you have for breakfast that morning, Nick?
Pizza.
You had a pizza at like 9 a.m.
Yeah, I was on a roll.
It was pepperoni as well. It's too much spice.
Man, look at those photos. God, I looked out of shape.
We both.
Oh,
I don't think we look much better now, to be honest.
I think I look a lot better, but you can't. There was a lot to improve on.
Oh my God.
We take off. Brett's like, look, guys, I would love to stay on the tar. My brother ignores him. He's like, no, let's just find some crazy routes through Gyra and stuff.
I was like, here we go again.
God, it's terrible, terrible. How long do you reckon Brett will be? Oh man, this mudguard's terrible. Yeah, it's so fucked. It's like you're jizzing on me. Oh. Hang on, that's better. That's good. How'd you like that, buddy? We're on this gravel road and we're having a great time. However, I'm like, look, my brother, I love him. He's on a faster bike, way better rider, but I am going to try and keep up with him.
I love how we had 3 days of racing and you're like, one more race. One more. I've just got to beat him one more time.
I knew I was going to lose, but I thought I've at least got to keep up with him.
Yeah.
Because I could tell he was just chilling out.
And you boys had squirted off, and I was still I was just plodding along. I was having a great day. I was looking at some cows and stuff. I actually got a bit of confidence for a section there, and I opened a ride up off-road, and I was pretty stoked with that for a while. But then I went back to my chill mode because I just couldn't be bothered anymore. Looking at the cows, having a nice scenery. Meanwhile, didn't know you were in a race.
Yeah.
I come around the corner and there's just like dust and gravel up in the air. I'm like, what the hell has just happened? I hit the brakes and your bike is down in the middle of the road and you are like maybe 50 meters ahead of the bike, nearly in a river.
Sit down. Breathe. Right there. Right. Where's it hurt? You get winded or something? No way. Just chill out, mate. I think you've hit your head.
So I stop the bike, I run past your bike, I turn your bike off. We get you to lie down and I look at your back and your back is this giant welt. There's just blood coming out everywhere. Lucky I was prepared with a first aid kit.
Yep.
Got the first aid kit, patched you up, we gave you some water and I was like, this is not good.
Hey, did I put the bike into here or?
Yeah, it's over here.
Oh, your back's pretty scratched up as well, mate. This is going to sting, but it needs to be done. Okay. I don't even know what the fuck happened. This is going to sting, mate. Yeah, sorry. It's not great. It'll be alright though, Nick, don't stress.
You've like lost your mind, you don't know where you are. You've obviously hit your head really hard. You don't know where we are, what's going on.
And I come around the corner, I'm like, oh fuck. Wait, was it just here? Yeah, yeah. I actually think you've hit your head as well, Nick. You're sounding a bit. Oh, I can't even remember coming to this bridge. Yeah, that's right.
You didn't make it to the bridge though, yeah, you just kind of skimmed.
I think he's gone over the handlebars and walloped himself here. Is the bike fucked or? No, no. It's all fine, mate. Cannot even remember. Yeah, that means you've hit your head, brother. Oh. Don't worry, we'll patch you back up.
Head hurt at all?
Oh, no. I don't even remember being on this road.
Do you remember what? Do you remember after the roadworks?
No,
Crossing mud?
no. It's alright, we'll just sit down and we'll just have some water. When you're comfortable, we'll just sit down. No big chip on it.
We are
Yeah.
in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
There is no real, we had no reception. There was no farms that we kind of close to.
Yep.
And you were in a world of hurt. What do you remember?
Man, I just remember having a bunch of visions.
Yeah.
Don't remember falling off at all. Don't remember. I just remember having a bunch of visions
And
and
I
then
remem-
slowly coming to, and then you asked me what I'd had for breakfast.
Yeah.
Which was pizza. And
I was
I
like,
did
well,
not know.
I was like, well, if he can't, it's going to be so obvious. He couldn't lie and say a bacon and egg
Yeah.
thing. And you're like, I think I just had a coffee or something. And I was like, I was looking at your brother. I was like, this is not good.
Yeah.
What did you have for lunch? Sorry, for breakfast this morning, mate? Nick? This morning I had... Where were we? In, So, what did I have for lunch? Breakfast. First stop. First stop. Where we said goodbye to all the boys. This morning. Don't stress, that's alright.
Where did we just stop for lunch?
What about lunch? Yeah.
Coffee.
I don't really remember.
I kept asking you questions and you couldn't answer them. And I was like, man, to me, that's head trauma.
Yeah.
So I had a little powwow with your brother and I said, look, you're just going to have to go ride and go get someone because this isn't good.
Yeah, I must have hit myself pretty hard.
Yeah, I reckon you've
So I
done.
don't know where I am.
I know. I reckon you've come off and hit the helmet down pretty hard, mate.
Hey, it's going to be okay. Just give me a bit of time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We'll just chill out for a bit. We're in no rush.
I felt I was coming too, but I know my back was messed up, and I was worried when I didn't know what I'd had for breakfast.
Yeah.
However, I was more frustrated than anything else. I was like, come on, let's just get back on the road. I'll be good. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I might be alright. Yeah, but you're not, so. Just chill for we're not got rushed anywhere. We're just going to half
No.
sit here for half an hour.
I know Nick, and Nick doesn't like to create a fuss or drama, but I also know not to listen to Nick a lot of the time. And this was one of those moments where I've got to be like, all right, he's my mate. Riding doesn't matter. Getting to the place doesn't matter. You know, if you've hurt yourself, and I thought you actually really did yourself a mischief, and I was worried, and I was like, I'm just going to ignore you and just do what I think I should do in this
for sure.
situation,
Yeah.
which kind of sucks because you're like, I don't think you were super happy with me because I could tell you wanted to get back on the bike.
Yeah.
But I was like, well, if he gets back on the bike
Yeah.
and then, you know, hurts himself even more, like I
Yeah.
couldn't live with myself with that.
So, what happened? What do you do when you have memory to piece back the memory?
I fixed up your back for you. I lied you down, got you some water.
You made a teepee, which was kind of weird but funny. It was cute.
Yeah, well, the sun was beaming, so I wanted to keep the sun off your head. You're welcome. And then it made your little campsite there, and we just sat still for, it felt like 2 hours, but it wasn't.
Yeah,
it was probably
yeah.
like 30 minutes. By that stage, you know, you're lying down, and your thoughts are coming back to you. I think you're you're figuring out more where you are.
But what did we do in the morning for brekkie?
In the morning, we didn't really have brekkie. We went to a cafe in Tenfield.
Yep.
Said goodbye to the boys.
What did you have for breakfast?
I had one of those pizza things.
Oh, yeah.
Your brother goes and gets this farmer.
Albert.
And he rocks up in a beautiful cruiser,
Yeah.
mind you.
Oh, Land Cruiser. It
Oh
was
my
beautiful.
Lord. We pulled your bike off to the side. I put mine off to the side as well. We load you up into Albert's car. Albert was the nicest bloke I've ever met as
So
well.
great,
Thank
yeah.
God he was around.
There you go. Sit in the front.
We put all the stuff, all our pannies into the boot, and he starts taking us towards the hospital. There's one fact I know about Nick, is Nick knows up to 5 different types of pigs.
Yes.
Pig breeds. So I was talking to Albert, and I was just like, I'll just keep quizzing Nick and asking him random questions just to see where he's at in his head. And I was like, Nick, can you name some pig breeds? But I think you got 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, that's pretty good. That's
Yeah.
pretty close. Because to be honest, that's 3 more pig breeds than I know.
I was a bit, I remember being a bit foggy and like going, okay, I think this is the best thing. I was still very frustrated. I still wanted to get back on the bike, but I was still like, nah, look, I'm foggy. I should at least get checked out.
And to be honest, like the bike was not bad, but it was pretzeled. The handlebars were
Yeah.
down. There was a lot, like, we couldn't have just got up and rode away.
Yeah.
And that's why when I looked at the bike, I didn't see you come off, but I reckon you would have been going 80 Ks. Because how far you were away from your bike was a big distance, and I was like, he's probably rolled that whole way towards the creek. It was a big gap.
It was really big. And looking at the footage, I'm like, whoa, holy moly.
Yeah.
Like it's funny, we were racing all those days and you just I had a few close calls, but
Yeah.
it was fine. But I think riding for that long, just fatigue,
tired. Yeah.
and then when you're not thinking about it, the lightest corner ever,
And it didn't.
Your
That's
back
the other
wheel
thing.
goes
Is
out.
like, you wouldn't even. It doesn't even look like there was much.
No.
I reckon there was just a bit of soft sand in the front or something.
Later on, I worked out that I'd worn all the tread off my tyre.
Well, some would argue that someone did say to replace the tyres before we left.
Well, I did.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, yeah, but I had half road, half
Okay.
off road. So that was the problem. And yeah, it was just total complacency, just falling off. And we got to the hospital. Now, Albert, he's nice, everything like that, but he's like, I've got shit to do. Just throws
Well, so
all the stuff on the ground.
You're like a 90-year-old farmer. Like,
Yeah.
what are you rushing back to?
Yeah,
Well, you
yeah,
know?
yeah. But it was very funny. It was awesome. Country hospitality.
Country hospitality is like, you're safe. Here's your stuff. See ya. Never
Yeah.
seen someone take off quicker in their life.
So
And then we
good.
get into the hospital, and that's where it all starts.
So, people in the country, so hospitable, everything like that. However, like the hotel in Uralla, they couldn't work the computer. The computer was, and because I'd hurt myself on the motorbike, I think, and I wouldn't give anyone any help as well.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't give them any. You were being stupid on a motor, like the moment you come in with motorbike gear, they assume that you're being stupid.
Yeah.
And that is for good reason.
Yeah.
You know, you did not need to be there.
You're not getting any sympathy.
You're not getting any sympathy. So I got no sympathy off the nurses.
No.
Finally, after a while, when they can work the computer, they check me in. They take me into a room. And then they go get my brother. And they say to my brother, he looks really foggy. And then my brother's like, no, that's the way he usually looks.
Because even one of the...
Look there, so I've even got rolled by the nurses.
That's the best part, because the doctor did come out and then he was talking to us at another time. He's like, yeah, he's a little bit incoherent. He looks a bit foggy. He's slurring his speech and he looks lost. And I was like, that's how Nick looks all the time. It's so hard to tell if you're concussed or just normal.
So yeah, we check into Gyra Hospital and they're like, okay, you're here for the night, mate. And the doctor, he was so good. The staff were amazing.
Man, they were so good. You end up staying there, and me and his brother make a plan to stay in a motel close by. And it just so happens that night, on a Monday, was a funeral, and it was the hardest thing to get a motel in that town. There was like 4 motels, all of them nearly booked out. There was one room left in the whole town. We got that room, we're like, thank God. I was so happy I was praising the lady. I was like, oh, my mate just had an accident. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And the next plan was my bike was still where the accident was. Your bike was still where the accident was. When you were safe in hospital. So then your brother had to dinky me all the way back to the crash site, which was about, I'd say, maybe 45 minutes away. And BMWs are comfortable if you're not riding on the back, because I was wedged up there like this, and my hips were locked in, and I was in so much pain. I was like, God, I got to start doing yoga or something. It killed me all the way there. We got to the crash site. We had a real good look around then, and we're like, Jesus Christ, you know, we worked out where he was and the distances. Like, this is awful.
I've just ridden bitch for 35 minutes and we're back to pick up Kappa's bike. Well, push it into a shed. Anyway. So this is a corner that Kappa's come pinning down. And I think his line was down here. And something around here happened, because that's where his skid marks are. But the bike was around this area. And there's still some more tyre marks here. Anyway, he was over by the fucking bushes over there. Picked him up. And he nearly fell in the fucking drink. Back there, the little river. Yeah, there was a river there. And he ended up in there somewhere. We had to pull him out. Yeah, he's a bit all over the shop. Bit of scuff. Might have to get a fucking rock onto that to break that brake lever back. And the old lost an indicator. I mean, he lost the mirror before. That's why he cut me off 2 days ago, because he couldn't fucking see where he was going. The question is, will she go? Oh!
We picked up your bike. We kind of bent some stuff back into place. We took down your teepee. And we rode to, because we knew Albert lived close by, and Albert said before he goes, if you want to leave any bikes or stuff there, thank you so much, Albert. He's got a shed out the back. So I started riding your bike. I think I rode it for a little bit, and I couldn't figure out whether your bike was stuffed or whether it was just always like that, you know? It's like a $2,000 bike.
Yeah.
And then we go into Albert's property, we drop off the bikes, and then I get your brother Dinky's me back again. Oh my God, my hips. Back to my bike. And then I didn't realise this at the time, but Gyra is one of the coldest places in Australia, which is mental.
Yeah.
And how I found that out was because by the time we faffed around, moved the bikes, got everything back, and I got it back onto my bike, the sun went down and I was riding again at night. And I thought I was cold the previous 2 days. It had nothing in comparison to riding in Gyra at night. It was like I was on fire. For 40 minutes, I was screaming. I was screaming in my helmet, like, just trying to, but I was like, well, at least I'm not Nick in a hospital. At least I'm kind of safe.
Yeah.
But I was burning. I just wanted to pull over and sleep. I've never been tighter. I was so exhausted. My whole body was burning. And then I was looking ahead at your brother.
And enough of Brett's whinging. I was in hospital and I was cold. So I asked him to put some more blankets on me.
Oh, the little baby was tucked into bed with his little bedpan.
One of my toes was hanging out and it got too cold.
Oh, it must have been awful for you. So we ride through, and then a kangaroo jumps out in front of your brother, and I was like, can this day get any worse? And the part was, I was like, I don't think I can brake. I don't think I can move my fingers to brake. We get off road, and then we get back onto some tar. We eventually make it to this motel, and I've never been I was frozen on the bike. I was actually too scared to jump into a warm shower. I thought I had to thaw out for 15 minutes first. I thought it would give me a heart attack or something. And your brother, he's known as the Iceman. He doesn't show any emotion, and he's like, that is the coldest I've ever been. I was like, oh good, I'm not that soft, you know? So I was like, you jump in the shower first, get warmed up. I just wanted to have a beer, to be honest. He warmed up and thawed out. And then when he was having a shower, I went to the bottle shop and got a Jameson. And by the time it was my turn to have a shower, I went in there and there was like an old man washing chair in there. Yeah. I just sat in there and just under hot water and just drank Jameson for an hour. Just thawing out.
Well, man, it must have been so cold because, as I said before, it was freezing in the hospital. And I thought I was getting a temperature.
Yeah.
I thought, oh no, this is really bad.
Yeah.
And then the nurse goes, no, it's just Gyra.
Yeah, it was
30 blankets on.
I think it was like -1 or 0 when I was looking at the weather. It was crazy. I couldn't believe how cold it was. Maybe it wasn't that low, I don't know, but it was freezing.
I was lying in bed and I didn't feel like the trip was over. It had to go on. But then I thought, you know what, Nick, this is a great day where you can actually not ride for one day and just chill out. I was like, you know what, Nick, that's a great idea. Just chill out. Then I put some free-to-air TV on and Lego Masters was on and I was like, get me back on that bike. This is the worst pain I've ever been under. So yeah, I had to wake up and see what the doctor would say the next day.
Yeah, right. Pretty stressful. I mean, I'd forgotten about you by that stage because I was more concentrating on that Jameson in the shower.
So yeah, had to wait and see what the doctor said the next day.
Legends. Along the ride, we raised some cash for Are You Bogged, Mate, which is a men's mental health charity for blokes in the country. If you got some spare coin, jump on their website and donate. On the next episode, Kappa wakes up in Gyra to bad news, but we win 2 free pizzas,
I managed to land a callback for a big payday.
which creates another fucking deadline, and I'm stressed to the max again.
Will we make it on time? Find out next time on The Wrong Way Round.